Linebacker Jordan Brooks didn't hold back after the Miami Dolphins' 30-17 loss to the Green Bay Packers on a freezing Thursday night. His words cut deep, not just for his teammates but for fans who expected so much more from this team. "I thought we were soft," Brooks said bluntly. "Simple as that. I thought we were soft today. I don't know if guys were too cold. I don't know what it was. The elements definitely played a part in how we performed, and that's why the result is what it is." The performance on the field seemed to validate his frustration. The Dolphins didn't just lose, they unraveled. It wasn't just the scoreline, it was how it happened. Missed tackles, blown assignments, and a general lack of intensity made it clear this wasn't the team fans had hoped to see. Head coach Mike McDaniel didn't shy away from the criticism either. A day later, he addressed the media with a raw honesty that mirrored Brooks' comments. "I saw a consistent failure of tacklers to bring their feet through the tackle," he admitted, and the stats back him up. According to Next Gen Stats, Miami missed an astonishing 20 tackles against Green Bay. That number alone tells the story of a team that simply didn't rise to the occasion. Adding to the sting, Packers running back Josh Jacobs didn't hesitate to call out Miami's apparent discomfort in the cold. "Them guys looked like it was cold out there," he said. For a team trying to shake the narrative that they can't win in cold weather, this was the last thing anyone needed to hear. But it's not just about this one game, it's about what this loss represents. With this defeat, Miami's postseason hopes have taken a significant hit. Their chances of making the playoffs have now dropped to a bleak 12%, according to ESPN. Sitting at 5-7, they trail the division-leading Buffalo Bills by 4.5 games. And with the Bills poised to clinch the AFC East soon, Miami's path forward has gone from challenging to nearly impossible. This loss has also reignited an all-too-familiar storyline for the Dolphins, their struggles in cold weather. 7 straight losses in sub-freezing temperatures. 7. It's a stat that feels more like a curse at this point. For fans, it's a bitter pill to swallow, especially when the team had shown so much promise earlier in the season. The road ahead isn't getting any easier either. To have any shot at the playoffs, Miami likely needs to win every single game left on their schedule. That's 5 games, no room for error. They'll face the Jets at home, Houston on the road, the 49ers back in Miami, and then 2 potentially freezing road games against Cleveland and the Jets. Even if they manage to pull off a miracle run, they'll still need help from other teams to make the postseason. It's a long shot, and everyone knows it. But the issues run deeper than just the standings or the weather. Missing 20 tackles isn't just about the cold, it's about execution, focus, and preparation. This is a team that has the talent to compete, but for whatever reason, they've struggled to put it all together when it matters most. Jordan Brooks' post-game comments, while harsh, feel like a necessary wake-up call. The Dolphins didn't lose because of bad luck or a few unfortunate breaks. They lost because they weren't ready, mentally or physically, for the challenge in front of them. And that's something this team needs to figure out, fast. For years, Dolphins fans have been waiting for a team that can not only compete but contend. A team that doesn't just fold when conditions get tough. This year, there were moments that made you believe they were finally turning the corner. But losses like this one make you question just how close they really are. The frustration isn't just about one bad game, it's about a pattern that has persisted for far too long. The missed tackles, the mental lapses, the inability to adapt to adversity, it all adds up. And for a fan base that's been patient for decades, it's becoming harder and harder to hold on to hope. This season started with promise. There was a buzz around this team, a belief that they could finally break through and establish themselves as contenders in the AFC. But now, sitting at 5-7, it's hard not to feel like this is yet another chapter in a long story of missed opportunities. The players, the coaches, and the organization as a whole need to take a hard look in the mirror. This isn't just about making the playoffs this year, it's about building a team that can consistently compete at the highest level. And right now, the Dolphins aren't there. The question now is whether this team can rise to the challenge. Can they find a way to rally, to dig deep, and to prove everyone wrong? Or will this season go down as yet another what could have been story? For the fans, the clock is ticking. Excuses aren't going to cut it anymore.